Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Future Force. Today we embark on an extraordinary journey into the heart of modern naval rivalry, a subject that has captured the imagination of strategists, analysts, and ordinary viewers around the world. The seas are not just vast blue waters stretching across the globe, they are highways of trade, guardians of sovereignty, and battlegrounds for power projection, and at the very center of this struggle stand two giants, the United States Navy and the rapidly expanding Chinese Armada. This is not just a contest of steel and firepower, but also of history, ambition, technology, and visions for the future. The clash between America's Navy and China's Armada is more than ships facing each other. It is about ideologies colliding, economies competing, and strategies reshaping global balance. The exterior of these naval titans immediately reflects their contrasting philosophies. The U.S. Navy ships embody decades of iterative refinement and lessons learned from both world wars and numerous modern conflicts. The sleek but imposing profile of the Gerald R. Ford class carriers shows a floating fortress designed to carry more aircraft, launch them faster, and endure the fiercest attacks. Their clean lines, angled radar, reflective surfaces, and massive deck arrangements speak volumes of experience. Each destroyer and cruiser built under American doctrine appears aggressive but stealthy, designed to dominate surface combat while reducing detectability. China's Armada, by contrast, wears the mark of speed in development and ambition in scale. Their Type 055 Ren high-class cruisers are some of the largest surface combatants in the world, bristling with vertical launch cells and towering radar arrays. Their carriers, like the Fujian, proudly demonstrate China's leap into the ranks of true naval superpowers, sporting electromagnetic catapults and modern flight deck configurations that rival Western designs. From the outside, America's Navy says, "We have been here for decades, unmatched and unchallenged." China's Armada responds with, "We are here now, and we are rising faster than anyone imagined." Step inside, and the story of interiors becomes a battle between tradition forged in fire and innovation born of ambition. Within the American Navy's aircraft carriers lies a world that resembles a floating city. Below deck, hangar bays house dozens of advanced fighter jets, helicopters, and support aircraft. Operations rooms glow with digital battle maps, AI-driven planning systems, and satellite-linked communication hubs. Crew quarters, while compact, reflect attention to endurance. Sailors sometimes spend months away from home, so comfort, safety, and efficient design matter. Nuclear propulsion plants deep inside provide not only power but the promise of decades-long operation without refueling. Within U.S. submarines, interiors emphasize silence, stealth, and cutting-edge sonar systems, with every screen, lever, and display tailored to one mission: strike without being seen. Contrast this with the interiors of the Chinese Armada, which until recently lagged in sophistication but now impress with rapid modernization. The Fujian carrier boasts electromagnetic launch system control rooms that mirror those on American Ford-class carriers. Type 055 cruisers contain integrated command bridges, digitalized control panels, and combat information centers designed for fast decision-making. The crew accommodations in newer Chinese ships show a shift toward improved sailor welfare compared to older vessels. However, while America's interiors bear the weight of countless combat-tested refinements from wars in the Gulf, the Balkans, and beyond, China's interiors remain promising but relatively untested. Efficiency, digital integration, and modern design are all present, but whether they can withstand the chaos of real conflict remains a question only the future can answer. Performance separates those who aspire from those who lead, and here lies the core of the competition. America's Navy demonstrates performance not just through numbers but through unmatched coordination. A Gerald R. Ford class carrier can launch aircraft faster and more efficiently than any ship in history, thanks to its electromagnetic catapults and advanced arresting gear. The nuclear propulsion enables carriers to sail at high speeds indefinitely, limited only by crew endurance and food supplies. American destroyers, equipped with the Aegis combat system, track and intercept hundreds of targets simultaneously. Ballistic missiles, incoming aircraft, and skimming cruise missiles are all within their scope. Submarines like the Virginia-class prowl the deep silently, armed with torpedoes and land-attack cruise missiles, forming the unseen dagger of America's naval power. China's performance, however, is not to be underestimated. The Type 055 cruiser, with its 112 vertical launch cells, is one of the most heavily armed warships afloat, capable of launching anti-ship, land, attack, and anti-air missiles in staggering numbers. The Liaoning and Shandong carriers demonstrated early learning, but the Fujian marks China's arrival at near parity with American carriers in aircraft launch capability. Their surface ships, while conventionally powered, are fast, heavily armed, and increasingly integrated into battle networks that allow real-time targeting from satellites, drones, and shore-based radars. Where America has global performance and reach, China emphasizes regional dominance and saturation firepower, preparing to overwhelm any adversary that dares contest the South China Sea or Taiwan Strait. Safety features often decide whether a ship becomes a legend or a memory. The U.S. Navy incorporates generations of damage control knowledge into every vessel. Compartments can be sealed in seconds, flooding contained, fires suppressed with automated systems, and backup generators activated instantly. Redundancy is everywhere, from multiple radar systems to duplicate power lines, ensuring that no single strike cripples an entire ship. Nuclear-powered vessels have layers of shielding and safety systems designed to prevent disaster under even the harshest conditions. China's Armada, learning quickly, has begun to include advanced safety designs in its modern warships. Automated damage control systems, stealth coatings that reduce missile lock-on, and compartmentalization to mitigate flooding are now standard. Electronic countermeasure suites attempt to blind incoming missiles, while new anti-air defenses protect against saturation strikes. Yet, there remains one difference. America's systems have been tested in real fires, collisions, and combat, while China's are theoretical or exercised only in training environments. In naval warfare, safety is not just about equipment, but about crew drilled endlessly until instinct takes over. America's sailors have lived through that. China's sailors are still preparing for it. The unique selling points of each navy tell us why both are considered titans. America's Navy stands as the only truly global naval force. It is not simply a collection of ships. It is a complete ecosystem of logistics, refueling ships, forward bases, and allied fleets ready to integrate seamlessly. America's carriers can launch airstrikes anywhere, supported by nuclear submarines lurking unseen and destroyers forming protective shields. Its alliances, including NATO, Japan, South Korea, and Australia, multiply its reach, meaning America never sails alone. China's Armada, however, has its own unique strengths. The sheer speed of its buildup is unprecedented. China now fields more warships by number than America, even if not all match U.S. sophistication. Its anti-ship ballistic missiles, the infamous DF-21D and DF-26 carrier killers, represent asymmetric weapons America must always consider. China focuses on its near seas, building artificial islands, expanding naval bases, and saturating the region with patrols. Its doctrine emphasizes denying the U.S. Navy access to its backyard, and it has built its fleet precisely for that purpose. The American selling point is global strike capability. China's selling point is the ability to make any attempt at intrusion into its waters unbearably costly. Price is the silent weight behind every ship, and here the contrast becomes sharp. The United States spends more on its Navy than any other nation, with individual Gerald R. Ford class carriers costing over $13 billion, not including the aircraft they carry. Each Arleigh Burke destroyer costs around $2 billion. The technological sophistication comes with immense financial strain, but it guarantees superiority. China, meanwhile, leverages lower-cost state-backed shipyards and rapid mass production. The Fujian carrier, despite being highly advanced, cost far less than its American counterpart. Type 055 cruisers are produced at a fraction of the cost of an Arleigh Burke, allowing China to field multiple ships quickly. This cost efficiency grants China the ability to expand its armada faster. Even if the technology does not always match the American gold standard, it becomes a contest of quality versus quantity, precision versus saturation, expensive perfection versus affordable mass. In conclusion, the clash of titans between America's Navy and China's Armada is not merely a matter of steel, weapons, and engines. It is a story of legacy versus ambition, of tested experience versus rapid innovation. America's Navy continues to dominate globally, unmatched in reach, alliances, and combat integration. Its carriers remain floating fortresses, its submarines silent predators, and its destroyers guardians of sea lanes across the world. China's Armada, however, is the most formidable challenger the seas have seen in generations. Its pace of shipbuilding, advances in technology, and regional dominance strategy represent a challenge America cannot ignore. This rivalry will define the future of sea power, trade routes, and global order for decades to come. Neither titan will easily yield. The United States, with its unmatched heritage, and China, with its unstoppable momentum, are locked in a naval competition that may shape not just the oceans, but the fate of the world. As both nations continue to sharpen their fleets, the world watches, knowing that the balance of peace, security, and power may one day rest on the clash of these maritime titans.